We're here to define what a man is, right?
Responsibility creates struggle, struggle creates strength, and strength creates structure.
How many people care about what people think about them? Be honest.
As a man, you got to be able to protect not just yourself, but your family.
When we talk about being a man, it's your behaviors.
But I don't say any of this to brag. I don't say any of this to gloat my life up or I'm better than anybody.
I start crying. I'm like, why am I crying? And so what I realized was,
you put yourself in a target-rich environment. You are the only woman that paid for a ticket to come to this event.
if you're trying to teach your daughter to be around a certain man and you're not that man yourself, she gonna choose you.
Hey, let me not touch this nigga. He too clean. Where is that on you?
It's not on me.
It's not on you. The only reason why it's not on you is because you didn't choose it.
Find the women who can actually help you build. And here's some deep game for you. You don't have to have sex with all of them.
Since 2016, I've been following Lucario and Miles. Y'all changed my life. Followed by Uncle Ram. So ever since then, I've been getting a little bit of too much ass at times.
You know, as a man, there's a balance to it. Your purpose and pussy. And the heavier your purpose.
Even if you lose the relationship, you don't lose yourself. And that's the most important part.
Yo, we back again. Another Saturday for that ad. Salute to the homie Miles and Justin for coming through. Appreciate y'all as always and shit. Let me just shout out some of the people in the chat real quick. Fat John 911, Soul Monger, Monogamous Player was good. Fam Unique 79 was good. Prosium X, TMJ5, Dukalux, Navin R. Johnson, Renee P, the incomparable Renee P. Salute to you. Who else we got up in this motherfucker? CT, Damien, Technique. Who else we got? Linwood was good, brother. Manuel, Chris in the chat. So, gentlemen, before we begin, y'all want to plug anything? Y'all got something y'all want to put out there for the peoples?
Yeah, let me say real quick. The Masculine Identity membership is going to be 99 cents for just for. This is pretty much the last week. So, guys, if you've been on the fence to spend 99 fucking cents, then, you know, now your time is running out. OK, so get on the Masculine Identity membership for 99 cents. Go to the website. All the information is there. The discount code is there. You know, get on it, get some access to the information and see if it's something that could work for your lifestyle. And if not, no problem. You only lost 99 cents. All right. So, yeah, appreciate you, K-Zag. Shout out to Jay Roman and Mr. Justin from, Dominance Academy and everybody in the chat, man. Let's get it.
All right, Justin, you up, fam? You got something you want to plug for the people?
No, just plug it on everything I'm working on. And, my time, if things had popped off like crazy. So, if you want to get your consultations, get them in as soon as you can. My first 30 minutes are free. So, hit me up on IG or through YouTube and we can get things going. But, get on it because my time each week is getting smaller and smaller.
Hey, y'all heard the man. He's a busy man. He's going to get even busier. Y'all better get in when you fit in real quick. Like
today's price is not yesterday's price.
That's right. Jay Roman, what's good with you, fam? What's good with you?
What's going on? Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you.
All right.
Like bouncer at the club and shit. What's good with you, fam? How you been? Been
just working, man. I work. And I do realize that I do enjoy this time that we all come together on Saturdays and helping different individuals out. So I'll be starting to have a little something coming soon. And for a time period, it'll be just on the cusp. It'll be just free for some individuals. You just have to email me at the J Roman way, and then we'll go from there. But then I'll start catching up to you individuals who really have a super program for these guys. So that's about it. And what we got today, Zag?
Man, we're going to talk about the problem with men seeking safe spaces with women. what I'm beginning to see a lot more of, especially on Facebook, there's posts, there's a lot of short clips of men talking about we're not allowed to be vulnerable. Bro, it's quite sad to me personally. I don't expect no one else to have my viewpoint on it, but for me, it's getting to the point where it's kind of pathetic. And there's a clip that we're going to show, but before we do that, there was a Facebook post that I found, and I reposted it to the Real Game No Theory Facebook group, and I just want to share that today. So let me just get to that, because this is bothering me. So I really want to talk about this. And let me just say this: for any of you men that feel like you're not safe in your relationships with women, you feel like you can't be vulnerable, call in and tell us why. What's going on with you, fam? What you need some help with, right? So here we go. So this guy says men don't open up or vent to women because women have no emotional restraint or control when they get mad. It's pure vengeance, right? So here's a comment from underneath that post. So this guy says, facts, open up to my to my once girlfriend about insecurities, thinking we could bond over her trauma. Man, first argument, she threw that shit in my face like a dagger and twisted it. The nigga said his heart was hurting. They don't know any boundaries, then wonder why some men, I guess he meant to say, go upside their head. You dudes get that emotional that you want to physically accost a woman because you hurt your feelings with some words.
Mm-hmm.
So, gentlemen, let me just say this to every guy listening. Hold on, real quick. I got to do this. This is a safe space today. It's a safe space.
This is actually the safest space.
You can come vent to us. You can come vent to us. Now, gentlemen, I'm going to let you guys go, but I just want to show this real quick. Safe space, a place or environment in which a person or category of people can feel confident that they will not be exposed to discrimination, criticism, harassment, or any other emotional or physical harm. So, gentlemen, come here, come talk to us. Tell us why you feel a need to vent to women about the woes of a man. Y'all got it, man.
Man, look, let me say this real quick, man. So, first of all, and I've said this before, but social media has got a lot of these dudes fucked up, because there's still a great majority of men that are not on social media. There's still a great majority of men that are working in factories and fixing cars and doing real fucking shit, keeping this world going, keeping this society going. You understand? There's a bunch of construction workers. There's a bunch of dudes that's still doing real shit, making shit happen, right? But for these guys who grew up with screens, okay, there's a generation of men that grew up on screens. Okay, there's a generation of men that don't know what a father looks like, either because they didn't have one in the house or because they were too busy staring at the screen to see the example of one. You get what I'm saying? It's a generation of soft, sissified, feminine excuses for men. You understand? These are literally just males that have been raised by images. And none of those images have supported or purported a fucking, the ideals of manhood and masculinity. Guys, why do you think, all of us here on this panel, why do you think that we're not supported by very high numbers, but our support never actually goes away? Just for example, Lucario and I have been doing this for 15 years plus, really 20 years. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, we've never had crazy numbers like that, but the people that fuck with us for a reason, because the message is necessary. You get what I'm saying? The message is necessary, and then it allows space for other dudes to come in the fold. We got guys like K-Zag, we got dudes like Mr. Justin, we got Jay Roman. The space is necessary. Guys want to hear what a man has to really say. Do you understand? And it just shows that there's a lack of that on social media. This is why I always tell you guys, I'm not a fucking YouTuber. You could call me a content creator by all means, but I'm not a YouTuber. I'm on social media. I'm not of social media. You get what I'm saying? So the thing that I want guys to know is that there's a generation of guys. The reason why they're looking for this safe space is because they don't know or understand that masculinity is the only thing that is actually safe. You understand? Because the thing is this, a man creates his own sanctuary right here in his fucking mind, right here. And how does he do that? He does that by creating a consistency in character. And by creating a consistency in character, he realizes I can depend on me. And when he depends on himself, that's where his comfort lies. His comfort doesn't come from anything external. This is why we say the truth is inside you. This is why I created the masculine identity membership, because if you don't create a masculine identity, you will never be comfortable, no matter how many safe spaces you go to. But y'all got it.
Yeah, when that, I said that this is the safest space of safe spaces because
I totally got
all of us in our own way is doing what you just described, is trying to help guys develop a sense of their identity.
Mm-hmm.
And that becomes, I mean, if you want to call it that, that really becomes your sanctuary. And it can be impregnable at that point once it becomes fortified with various different means and perspectives and self-belief. But
Right.
so then no matter where you go, you are always in a quote unquote safe place because you are your own sanctuary. You are sovereign. And you
Exactly.
can go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So nowhere it poses a danger to you. No one's gonna upset you. I mentioned it before, like one of the concepts that I teach my guys is having a mountain mind. Like your mind is this gigantic stone mountain, and nothing moves a mountain. Nothing.
Right.
It could be a huge hurricane, snowstorm, lightning, everything all at once. The mountain's just gonna still be a mountain. And and that's what makes it a safe space is creating it yourself within your own mental confines.
Facts.
The first thing I thought of.
My bad. Just real quick. Shout out to my partner, Malik Whitaker, one of my partners I went to high school with. You know what I'm saying? We go back like 30 years and shit. So shout out to my partner. All right, let's go.
No, one of the first things I thought of was like, why do you want to be vulnerable? Like, what's the reasoning behind that? You know, I'm an X and O's type of guy, right? So
Right.
my thing is that let's figure out why we do the behaviors that we do. Now, you say, oh, I don't feel that I could be open and vulnerable. Well, if you keep doing the same thing and the same thing happens, like the complaint is, oh, they'll use it against you later on. So instead of learning and saying, you know what, maybe I shouldn't be like this. Why do I really want to be like this, right? Instead of going through that, it's just to complain, I need a vulnerable space. You can't be vulnerable with women because they'll use it against you later on. Well, how about you take the first part of the sentence? Maybe you shouldn't be vulnerable with women like that. Why is that such a need for you? And I think that lately it's those modern things that happen, right? Because of social media where you have all these people, you need to be able to open up. And I just want him to be vulnerable to me. And then it starts to be a thing where when we was growing up, nobody thought about vulnerability with anybody, right? That wasn't something that we just grew up like, you know what, son? One day when you get older, you need to be vulnerable to a woman. You need to open up and tell her your deepest fears and thoughts. And that's gonna make like that never was a thing. I never heard that from anybody.
Ever.
Now all of a sudden in 2023, 2022, it's a thing now. Like, oh, you gotta have this. And really it goes back to the same thing. They say, hey, be open, be vulnerable with me, tell me everything. Well, you're only doing it to appease her in the first place, because it really wasn't a thing. It was nothing that was around, and people were living just fine in their life.
Yo, Jay, you know what I heard? All right, now this is not something that I support. Okay, but this dude, he was, one of those dudes who, I think when you guys were talking one last night about lying, the guy who lies about his profile and his
Oh
dating
yeah,
and all that.
yeah,
Okay, it's like one of those kind of guys who
yeah.
like gets women, but it's all based on falsehood. One of these types of guys was telling me that if you ever want to get out of a situation, because us, we would just be like, hey, baby, this just isn't working out. We're gonna have to shut this down.
Right.
Have a good life. That's us. But these type of guys, they'd be like opening up to her. And I've heard this like, hey, you want to get rid of a girl? Just start opening up to her about all your problems. Just start talking about everything. And eventually she'll just get rid of you.
Right.
See, here's the thing. And I think what's happening is that guys want to be on the same level as women. And this is what I mean by that. Whenever a woman makes a post on Facebook and she's basically talking to other women within the particular group, right? And then guys inevitably come in there, this goes for y'all too. What about us men? Always that bitch ass shit. And my thing is, this is what men need to understand. We're not equal to women. We're not. Now, if you are in a workplace and all of that, okay, fine. Okay, equality in the workplace, equality in the school system, fine, no problem with that. But when it comes to relationships, there is a clear distinction. Okay, it's kind of like this. If you look at a car battery, there's a positive and a negative. It's literally the opposite. Okay, you cannot run a car on two positive charges or two negative charges. Relationships are the same way. Okay, we are uniquely different. We're like a puzzle piece. We fit together. When you have a masculine man and a feminine woman, it fits together right. The problem is you have a bunch of guys, they see women being coddled to, and they're like, what about me?
Yeah.
I want to be coddled. I want the affection that women get. I want to be able to lay my head on her shoulder after a tough day at work and complain about my boss. No, you can't. No, you don't, gentlemen. Because we all been in situations with women where they might complain about a relationship with their parents, one of their girlfriends, or even they might complain about their job, right? As a man, what you look like complaining to your woman about your job? Because she's gonna look at you like, let's get another one. What the fuck you whining about? You know what I'm saying? It's really for a man. And now you can tell a woman that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, as a man, you are a doer. You are a solution-based individual. Why do you feel the need to? And here's the thing: when guys say a woman can use shit against you later, what are you sharing with these chicks? I mean, what are you sharing that they're using against you? Are you telling them about the time you peed in the bed and shit, and you was a grown up, or are you telling them when you was in college you got drunk and experimented one time, and it was only one time you just licked, you didn't suck? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Oh, I seen that video. I seen that video. He was like, I just told you it happened in college one time.
So I'm just thinking, are guys out here, like I said last week, that this is both a man and a woman problem. You know, if you ask me, there are people out here that are looking for therapists to fall in love with.
Right.
Because here's the thing. People got these different issues. Maybe they got drama in their family. Maybe they got past trauma, childhood trauma, whatever it is. And they're literally looking for people to date to dump all that bullshit on.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yo, sorry.
Oh, you got it. Go ahead. Jump in there.
Yeah. So what I want to add to that, I'm starting to think that that pussy might be a safe space for these niggas. Like pussy itself is therapy for these bitch ass dudes out here. You get what I'm saying? Like the act of sex is somewhat therapeutic, and they're willing, because of the damaged psyche, right? Because of the weakness in their minds. It's like they're willing to compromise a lot of their character just to get access to vagina, which is why they deal with these disrespectful women. Like I just showed y'all behind the scenes. I propositioned this chick for drinks. She said, I don't drink, but we can go out to eat. She didn't say, oh, would it be okay if we went out to eat? Or, would you like for us, because if, blah, blah, blah. She said we could go out to eat. So if I'm seeking therapy, if I'm seeking vaginal therapy, what am I going to say? I'm going to say, well, sure, if that's what you want, we could go ahead and do that if that's what you want. No, what did I actually say? You know what I told her? I actually told her, I said, hold that thought. I said, hold that thought. And then she said, wait, hold what thought? What are you talking about? And I left her on red. You understand? Yo,
hey, hold that thought. I'm thirsty right now.
Yo, and for those of you that think I might be joking, can you put me full screen on the joint real quick?
I got
Do you know how to do that? Yeah.
Oh, hold on, shit. Wrong thing. Get Miles. Hold on.
Zach, like, this is my show. I go full screen.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, my bad. Hold on. I'm fucking it up. All right.
Look, see?
Can't see it well.
Can't see it. Well, hold on. Maybe I need to dim it some more. Hold on.
Or just zoom in, I guess, a little bit.
I see it. Yeah,
okay, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, shit, my bad. I'm fucking up. All right, go ahead.
Hello, how are you? Good, and you? And then I said, what evening are you available for drinks? Look at that. No, thank you. No question. I don't drink. We can go out to eat. Plus, check this out. We could go out to eat this weekend because my son is gone until tomorrow. So she's a single mother with constraints and everything. And I'm supposed to. So then I say, we can in question mark. And then I put hold that thought. And then she says, hold what thought? Why? You see what I'm saying?
Still holding. She's still holding on to that thought.
Still holding on to the fucking thought. These confused, demanding, like, bro, I'm not with it, bro. I'm not with it.
And
what I'm saying is that you could bring us back. You could bring us back, Zach. What I'm saying is I'm not seeking therapy that bad, bro. I'm not seeking the warm sanctuary of vagina to the point where I'm willing to take some unnecessary bitch out to dinner just because she demands it. And she totally bypasses my offer. Shows no gratitude at all. And this is the shit that these guys talk about. They're like, bro, yo, Miles, bro, you too harsh, bro. Come on, you gonna go back and forth with her for a little bit, build some rapport, and maybe she'll come around. I don't give a fuck if she wants to come around, bro.
Now, this is what I would like to say with regard to what you just said. And what it boils down to is you dealing with women strictly on your terms.
Facts.
So this is what I would say. If you're dealing with women rather strictly on your terms, you're going to only deal with women that if you were sitting at home and she came home and she was like, babe, what's going on? And you can talk to her without whining about it, right? Because anytime you whine or complain, or anytime you vent, rather, if you vent to your woman, you don't have a solution for what you're venting for, that's whining and complaining. Venting is just an emotional way to complain about something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A heightened emotional way to complain about something. So if I come home to my woman and I say, man, they bullshitting, man. They ain't even give me a raise this year like they were supposed to. Man, this is bullshit. And on top of that, my fucking balls giving me all this fucking work. Man, babe, if you do this shit tomorrow, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And your woman, she might be like, babe, calm down. But she thinking like, why you acting like a bitch? Why you acting? You a grown ass man. If you don't like it, like I'll give you an example. Okay, whenever I had one of my exes complain about work, right? The very first time they complained about work, I wouldn't say nothing. I would just let them vent. I wouldn't say shit. I'll just let them get it off, right? And I'll be like, all right, well, I hope that shit work out for you next week, right? And I'll let it go. If they came to me a second time with the same gripe, then I would sit them down and give them a solution to it, right?
Right. If
they refuse to take my advice, I would tell them, you can never come to me about this same gripe again. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember dudes would be like, man, you can't do that to your woman. I'm like, bro, I have no problem with my woman bending my ear, but you can't bend my ear about the same shit over and over when I got a solution for you.
Right.
And you just refuse to take it. That means you just want a bitch to be bitching. And my thing is this. I love my sanctuary. I love my peace. I love my tranquility, right? So my thing is, again, I'll listen to you, but I'm not going to have you beat up my earlobe with bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Again, when there's a viable solution being handed out to you. But I want to get into this motherfucking clip, right? So let's go ahead and jump into this motherfucker. This shit right here. Hold on, give me a second. Let me know if y'all can hear it or can't hear it.
A couple things. And I'm going to just go. Ladies, give me grace.
Can y'all hear it?
Yeah, we hear it. Well, I hear it, yeah.
Hey, gentlemen, can y'all hear it?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, go. Let's go.
I don't feel like men are given that safe space in a relationship to be vulnerable and to be honest without being judged or without it being hijacked about how I made you.
Okay, let me stop right there. He says, given a safe space to be honest without being judged. Gentlemen, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. If I got something on my motherfucking chest, I'm gonna speak that shit. You know what I'm saying? See, here's the problem, gentlemen. If you deal with women strictly on your terms and they know what type of guy you are, you ain't never got to worry about feeling that way. This is the problem. The problem with a lot of you guys is you're way too compassionate, empathetic, and sympathetic about things you shouldn't be. And then when a woman dumps a bunch of bullshit on you, you're more than willing to listen to that shit, although you really don't want to. So what happens is, in your moment of despair or your moment of need, you like, man, I hope she can give me the same grace. Hope I can come to her and bend her ear like she been in mine. And I want to be able to do it safely. I don't want no ridicule. I don't want nothing. I don't want her to judge me and think I'm a little bitch. Well, maybe you are. Gentlemen, before I continue, y'all got anything y'all want to add to this shit?
I want to say that his whole shit went to shit seconds in because he's already being apologetic and begging bitches for grace. That's the part that, like, once he did that shit, I was like, man, this shit, whatever he got to say after this is just whatever. You get what I'm saying? Because if you a man speaking to a room of women and you're putting out disclaimers and you're begging for something and all this shit, it's like, stop it, bro. Like you're like because I've studied this in language, and they say that especially when you're in like a business deal or if you're speaking to people and you want people to get your message, you should never start out with putting disclaimers. You should clearly and efficiently state your position. And so at least at that point, it's respected. But once you start to put out disclaimers, everything you say after the disclaimer has like a skewed reception. It has a biased reception to it because they see you as somewhat of a weak link or a weak person, and thereby your argument becomes weak.
There you go. Jay, Justin, you have something you want to add?
It shows that, all right, so the words that people use, like you guys are saying, exposes their mentality, exposes what they think of themselves and how they perceive the world around them. And he's basically asking for permission. He's asking for space to be made for him so that he can feel and express how he wants to feel towards someone that typically doesn't really want that. Right? Because when you do that, you're basically asking a woman, please take on my burdens. And they don't want that. They're not asking for that. They don't want to take care of you in that way.
And
they want to take care of you, but they're not your therapist. They're not qualified for it. They don't have the emotional bandwidth for it. They don't have the tools necessary. They don't want to be in that position. And guys who are in this space, they want to put women in that position because I think there's mommy issues going on there that have not been resolved, and they want to replace her position that she was in, or maybe she wasn't there to begin with, and he's looking for that female soft space to take care of him. And women don't want this. They don't want to be that person for you. If you need that person, talk to your boys, get a coach, get a therapist, but don't use your woman as your emotional tampon.
And to piggyback on what you said, Justin, women aren't built for that. Women are not built for you to dump your problems on. Because number one, women, this is just my personal opinion based on what I observed in my life, women don't handle stress well, okay? Especially when it's just their stress. They're not built to handle their stress and then your stress too. They're not, women are not built for that, right? See, and what guys have to understand, because this is what guys like to say, well, the world is tough for a man. No shit. You a fucking man.
Exactly.
No shit is tough. Have you ever seen the picture with the dude with the weight of the world on his shoulders? That's every man. That should be you. Right? Because this is the problem that I have with guys. Guys, they want to be the leader in relationships. They want the woman to respect them, to admire them, and to submit to them. Right? You want all this shit from the woman. You want to be able to have your woman comply with your wishes and be able to take instructions from you, but then you want to cry about how hard the fucking world is. And what guys fail to understand, when you are in a relationship with a woman, whether it's a casual relationship or a serious relationship, you're the manager of that. You manage that situation.
Bro.
Women aren't supposed to manage a man. It's the other way around.
I'm telling you, man. But you know, and you know, and the thing is like women are the weaker vessels. And it's on them to seek a safe space, because they need to be protected to bring forth the next generation. So if they're seeking a safe space and the kids are seeking a safe space, how the fuck we gonna seek a safe? If we all seeking safe spaces, then where's the safe space? If all of us are seeking, because let's be clear, a safe space has nothing to do with bricks and plaster. A safe space begins in the mind. Okay? Now we got women insecure and emotional as fuck. We got kids just being kids. You understand? So we got women and children that need a safe space. How the fuck is everything going to work if we seeking safe spaces too? No, the thing, I'm not saying that a man is not human and he's flawless. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it is your charge as a fucking man to build a safe space in your mind. And so you can bestow that security to your woman and your children, i.e. your family. And then we can make a safe space out of this fucking society and this civilization. But if everybody is seeking sanctity, then where is the sanctity going to be built?
Thank you.
Miles, I just wrote that down prior to, right? Just kind of, and the one line I wrote down was fortify your mind.
Facts.
Right? So instead of teaching and saying, hey, you need to fortify your mind, we're teaching you need to find somebody to unload and to be vulnerable to, right? And so my thing is, you're looking at, people are looking at you to provide and protect, right? That's the thing they say, provide and protect. Now, that protection is, as we know, like you said, is partly mental, right? The safety of it. Like, nobody can just come roll up in my house and my woman feels like I wouldn't jump on that person.
Right.
Right. So, you know, and she knows it, and the whole family know it. You know, we had an alarm go off and I hopped up and was down the stairs with my piece. Right. I didn't even realize I was butt naked at the time.
What?
Right? I mean, because, you know, we was chilling.
Bro, I don't mean to interrupt you, but bro,
you know,
running around the fucking house in your boxes like this.
No, I wasn't in my boxes. I was dangling. Okay?
See,
and we was just rolling, and it took the point where, you know, she had to throw me my shorts, right? Like, hey, here you go, here you go. And I had to, like, hey, not right now. Like, I gotta.
This was hanging out, nigga. Both pieces.
Time is of an essence, right? Time is an essence. Because, like, everybody knows somebody's coming in, they're either going to be surprised you're there or they know you're there, right?
Nigga.
So I got to get to them prior to, you know, their plan working out. And the advantage you got is the fact that you know your surroundings, you know your home.
Facts.
So, you know, you got to go, you got to move. There's no wait. Now, the mental aspect of that is she knows that there's not one noise that could happen that would get me to look at her and be like, what do you think that is?
What do you hear?
You know what? I was really scared.
I was scared.
I would walk down those steps and I was scared.
How did you feel?
Right. You know what I'm saying? So to provide and protect, right? So they ask you, they set you up. What is the vulnerability in your protection? What is the vulnerability in our safety? What gets you mentally torn down And as soon as you let them know, they know that, hold on, well, I can't really feel completely protected.
Right.
Because part of the gateway of stopping the barbarians at the door is your mentality.
Yes, sir.
And when that starts to break down, well, it's going to break down in her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody ever had their house robbed, right? You come home, it's a very vulnerable thing to happen, right?
Yep.
Because
Shit.
you realize that door,
Awful.
that lock on the door ain't shit, right?
Yep.
It's just a mental thing. If somebody really wants to rob your house, they could rob your house
They can.
when you're gone. You could have an alarm system, you could have cameras. If the intent is to get it, they can get it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you come home, your house is trashed, messed up. And you're like, damn, you're not really worried about yourself. Really, you're worried about your family and your kids.
Exactly.
Because their mentality was robbed of comfortable, right? And so now you have to rebuild that. What if in that very moment she looks at you and you go, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know. And the thing is, you gotta fortify your mind. And this is my last thing. I'm sitting on the phone and I'm like, hey, dog, I'm talking to my homie, hey, dog, and my coworker. Yeah, man, we had to do this to him. Yeah, man, this was going down. Yeah, man, I ducked and did that and woody whoop. Look over and she's like, man, all that happened today? Like, and I said, yeah, that's just Monday.
Yes.
It's a normal day. Like it's nothing. So, you have to, fortifying your mind is fortifying everybody's mind that's underneath your guidance and protection.
Facts all day.
So let's jump back on this goofy ass shit.
You feel about my honesty.
It's
and
not
so what a lot of men learn to do through conditioning with dealing with women over time, even with their mothers, even with their family members, is learn to internalize this.
Okay, stop right there. And that's the real problem. Mommy issues. That's the real problem is, and I can see it now. I can see a little 13, 14-year-old boy crying to his mother, and his mother looks at him, man, hold your head up, poke your chest around here, acting like a whole bitch. And because his mother said that to him, he felt like, man, I can't really share my pain with a woman. That's fucked up. I can't even talk to my own mother. So then when these dudes get into these relationships with these women, okay, they're looking, hold on real quick. Okay, they're looking, okay, so it's all right, good, Justin. All right, so they're looking for a woman to basically be the type of woman their mother could never be for them, right? And I hear women all the time, they kind of shame dudes and they talk about dudes want a mommy. Well, hell, I'm beginning to see that there might be some validity to the fact that these dudes want a motherfucking mommy, or they want a woman who's very, very similar to their mommy, so they can get that love and that affection that they never got from their mother. So this dude is talking about, oh, I can't even be safe to say shit because of my relationship with my mother. So that means you got some childhood shit that you didn't experience. And this is what I would say for any man or woman listening right now. Stop obligating people to take care of your shit. That's your shit to take care of. Go seek a therapist. Go get some help. Like, bro, that was a Facebook post where this chick, she posted this joint in the Facebook group, and she was talking about how she had trust issues and other issues. This is why she don't talk about it. And I'm like, why are you in a fucking Facebook group putting that shit there? Because obviously you want to talk about it. You want some attention on it. You know what I'm saying? And I told her, so I sent her a meme of a fucking psychiatrist couch. And I said, you need to get on one of these. You know what I'm saying? You come in, and I think a lot of times on Facebook, people use Facebook groups to complain. Bro, it's a lot of complaining going on. In a lot of these Facebook groups, people just complain all day about their love life. You got women complaining about men. You got men complaining about women. And I'll be in there, everybody shut the fuck up. All y'all, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Get off the internet for a minute. Take some of that money y'all spend when y'all go out and go get some help for y'all bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let's jump back into this.
Because even if I have a legitimate gripe, I know when I tell you this, you may start to cry, you may start to flip it. And now I'm talking more about how you feel about what I said than what I actually said.
Okay, all right, I got to stop it right there. Women, for any woman that I might deal with in the future, for women that I'm dealing with right now that might be listening. I ain't worried about you flipping the motherfucking thing. If I got something to say to you, I'm going to say it to you. If you're not going to show me that you're contrite, then I'm done fucking with you. I'm not going to sit there and argue with you about the way you deciphered what the fuck I said. Now, what I will do is provide clarity to the confused. If you're confused about something, all right, I'll clarify the shit for you. I'm not going to explain the motherfucking thing. Gentlemen, if you're dealing with a woman, whether you just met her or you known her for years, if she say and or do something and you feel a way about it, go to your woman. Don't scream and yell and curse her out. Don't do all of that emotional shit. But go to her, let her know, hey, look, maybe you're not aware of this, but going forward, I'm going to need you to never, ever speak to me like that or do X, Y, Z again. If she ever dismisses you, like, man, you tripping, you need to leave her right now. Period. You don't argue with her and tell her, well, why did you take my feelings into account? I matter too. Why are you doing all of that? Y'all got something y'all want to add before I play this shit, man?
And Zag, going off of that, that's why I harp on guys actually defining what the fuck their program is.
Mm-hmm.
Too many people got lip service on saying, I got a program. Yeah, how do I get a girl in my program? Honestly, ask yourselves, fellas listening to this, do you even know what that is? Don't even say that you have one. Do you even know what it is? And
Right.
if you don't know what it is, go to somebody and figure it out, or sit down and figure it out on your own, because having a program is what prevents those things from actually happening. So you don't have to down the line say, hey, by the way you're speaking to me now, even though we've been together for 3 weeks, is not allowed. She should know that way earlier on.
Way earlier
on, that the only communication that is acceptable is whatever kind of communication you find acceptable. And then if it pops up, you say, hey, listen, I'd love to have this conversation with you, but it's not going to take on this kind of tone. When you're ready, we can come back to it. And if she pops off, no, this is not continuing. We can continue when, so you always have to have that hatchet that I talk about. Hatchet, constantly chop, chop, chop. No, 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 no. Until it's, because it's not like saying, I'm not able to listen to what you have to say, right? Their thoughts and feelings are valid, but it's how they want to get it across. So if it's in a way that you don't like, then you're not going to be willing to hear it, right? Even no matter how logical her position might be or how much sense it might make, if she's coming at you with all kinds of craziness, you're not going to want to hear it. So you have to chop that and usher in a way that is acceptable to you, because you're more likely to listen. And then if that continues, if she's known this earlier on, that this is unacceptable behavior, then it's like, sorry, you're not able to follow what I presented to you, that I've made very clear to you, and therefore you're not able to be here anymore. And that's it.
There you go.
Hey, Zach, I think you hit something on the nail, but I also want to point out, like, I think it's both ways, right? So if they were missing that mother affection, and if they did have it, though, right?
Yeah.
So what if they did have a mother that was super, hey, oh, it's okay. And, oh, you peed in the bed? Well, let's change it before everybody gets up real quick. And, don't want to let your siblings know because they'll tease you and stuff. And so you had that great mom, but your woman is not your mom. Point blank. And she cannot have the same traits like that for your mom, because she's looking for you to be the leader. You were looking for your mother to be a dominant person in your life because you were a kid. You're not a kid anymore, and you're not dating your mom.
Exactly.
And I think that's a great point you made. And I think a lot of guys, as soon as they get a person, a female in their life, that's a dominant person in their life, they want to open up vulnerably like they did to their mother, to console them, to make them feel a certain way. And that the roles is reversed. That's not your mom. That's not her job to make you feel that way.
Hey, he said something. He might be onto something. Over affection, coddling is kind of an abuse too. Hey, look, let me tell you something. I got children when they were little. When they were little and they would fall down and the mother would run over there and try to pick them up, I would grab her. Let the little motherfucker cry. They all right.
Yeah.
I said, well, You know what I'm saying? As long as it ain't no, broken bones or something really going on that's just where the child is really hurt, it's a little scrape on the knee. Let them cry, because here's the reality of it. The world is a cold fucking place. It's a cold, and you need to get mentally and emotionally prepared for the fact that people don't give a fuck.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. And when you do meet people that do give a fuck, it's okay to enjoy it. It's okay to honor that and cherish that and be like, I'm glad that I'm dealing with this person and they actually do give a fuck about my well-being. I appreciate them for that. But at the same time, you got to know that person that's providing that might not always be there for you. You know what I'm saying? To give you that. So at some point, you're going to have to go through the world by yourself, make decisions by yourself, for yourself, and be your own best cheerleader, and understand that no one is obligated to listen to you cry about all your fucking mistakes in life, or all the long list of done me wrongs that your ex did to you, that your parents did to you, that your boss or whoever the fuck hurt your feelings and made you feel away. No one is obligated to listen to all that bullshit. Right. Anything y'all want to add before I continue with this shit?
Just real quick, I was having a conversation a while ago with an acquaintance of mine, and he was complaining about some shit, and I said, bro, the world only looks so cold when you're seeking warmth from it. And it's like the world is not obligated to be a warm spot for you. And if you stop seeking it for warmth because it's not a provider of warmth, then it won't be feeling so damn cold all the time. And women are very much the same way. If you don't seek them for stuff or for that warmth, they're not going to appear as cold. That warmth should come from your side. That should be a greeting card.
Right. Yeah, that was dope. That was that should be. That was dope. And see, you know what they need? They need greeting card section for the masculine man and shit. Where I say that's some manly shit. You know what I'm saying? There we go. Let's
wake up and hug your nuts.
There you go. There you go.
And so we always talk about providing safe space for women, and that's a conversation, period. And stick that. But also for men, I think men are yelling and moving towards like, I want to be having a safe space too. Keita was
no. Males
yelling for a safe space.
You know what I'm saying? A safe space too. Gentlemen, this goes back to dudes who sit when dudes get home and they sit in the parking lot for 30 minutes in their car because they don't want to go in the house because they don't know what type of attitude they woman gonna bring. Ass knuckle. Why are guys afraid of women, bro? This bothers me, bro. I really want to say some shit, but if I really want to say some shit, people will misinterpret it. Why are you motherfuckers afraid of women? You should never be afraid of what a woman is gonna say to you, her reaction, whether or not she's offended, bothered, perturbed, irritated, frustrated, flustered, or whatever the fuck she may be feeling. If you got something you need to say to your woman, or any woman for that matter, say that shit.
Facts.
So peep this out, folks. Peep this out. And the only reason why I give like these live examples is so everybody kind of understands that, things were developed. Like I would tell you, I wasn't born with the game. I seen people around me that were just smooth from birth, right? But that wasn't me. Things had to develop,
right?
And I will tell you, one of the things I've did, and I was so, it's like you do it and then you didn't know why you do it, but it's just you. And it comes to a point where it's just you. The way you move is just you. I did something dumb at work, right? And I thought I was about to be fired. I was going through my write-ups and everything, and it didn't look too good. So I had to come home and say, hey, I did something at work. I might be fired. I don't know yet, but I already got a plan on where to work at after here and what I can do. Right. So, and that was the gist of the whole conversation. Never asked, what did you do? Never asked any of that information. It was just like, oh, okay. Because the baseline of the protection and provide was still covered. Right. But the information was given, because I like to say, you're not a kid. So I will always tell you, but I don't always want to have to explain everything. Right.
Right.
right? Because I'm with an adult, not a kid. So my thing is this is what's going on. This is what's happening. So if you don't see me wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, this might be the reason why.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There might be a couple of changes coming
There,
through. I
there
got.
might
Don't worry.
there might be some changes in hours and stuff like
Right.
that. Just so everything, but it didn't turn out like that. But in that moment, I realized the most proper way to handle that was not to come in and be like, babe, I might get fired today, and this is why, and this is what's up, and I'll look in the yellow pages and start this and start that. Like, no, on my way home of the thought, I was already connected with people that I know
Right.
and resource to say, hey, I might need a job. Oh, okay, no problem. No problem. We'll go from here. You know what I'm saying? So, just a real live version of what we're talking about on how to handle things, even if it's a bad state. So
Exactly.
it's not that I was vulnerable. It's just that this was going to change our life. And let me explain what was going on.
That's it. That's all you need to do. We got 732. 732, you're on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set Show. Name, age, city. How can we help you?
Rashawn, 27, New Jersey.
Okay. K-Zach, can you say something real quick?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, can y'all hear the caller?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Caller, can you hear everybody on the panel?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because we was having issues yesterday. All right, just making sure. All right, yeah, go ahead, bro.
All right, so K-Zach, first thing I want to say to K-Zach is a question. Are you going to continue posting videos that you already recorded? The little short videos you have on a certain topic?
So just so we understand each other. I had over 1,200 videos on my old channel. Most of those are gone forever. Now, I do have a couple here and there. I know I've been saying I'm gonna post this shit. I am gonna post what I do have, but it's not gonna be all the, especially the ones where like they're audios and shit, where they were like 10, 15 minutes, all them shits is gone. You know what I'm saying? So there might be some live streams where I was by myself, but the shorter ones where I was by myself, like the 10, 15, 20 minute ones, every last one of those are gone. So, sorry to say, brother.
Okay. No, that's fine. All right, that's cool. I just like your mindset on behaviors and that stuff, and that's what I was gonna get into with what Justin just said. I like that Justin just said, if you go into the world looking for warmth, you're gonna see it as cold.
Mm-hmm.
Now, other things that I see that goes into that, a man shouldn't be looking for warmth at all. Because when you think about it, looking for warmth there's a indirect to direct correlation with the behaviors looking for warmth. So if I'm looking for warmth, I'm going to you guys about something, I'm going to be indirect, I'm not going to be looking in your eyes. I'm not going to be assertive because I want you to respond to me in a nice way. So when you hear that guy looking for warmth, approaching a woman, she's not going to exactly see that you're looking for warmth or you're looking for her to respond in a nice way. She's not going to feel safe though. Because a man that's looking for warmth cannot protect a woman who's in the cold.
Exactly.
Like you said, if we're all looking for safe spaces, who the fuck's gonna make the safe space?
Exactly.
Yeah, who gonna provide it if everybody looking for the same fucking thing?
Exactly.
Colin, let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen this movie called The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio?
I'm sorry, say the title one more time.
The Revenant.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so in that movie there are two scenes, right? And this took place probably in the 1700s. It was during the fur trader days, Louisiana Purchase days. It was probably 1700s, right? So this is when they had the muskets and they had to load with the powder, right? So there was a scene where he gets attacked by a bear, right? And he ended up going through all this bullshit through the wilderness. So there was a scene where he's damn near death, and there's an Indian that helps him, right? So this Indian, it's during the wintertime, this Indian builds this little mini fucking TP thing for him, cleans up his wounds for him, puts him in there, closes it. Then when Leonardo wakes up, he's by himself, right? So he just happened to walk into somebody who was able to assist him, right? He wasn't asking for it or expecting it, right? So there's another scene later on in a movie where he's running from some Indians and shit, and his horse falls off a cliff, and the horse dies, and it's dead of winter, right? So he's in the middle of nowhere. So what he does, he gets butt-ass naked, he slits the horse open, takes out the guts, and he crawls up in the dead carcass of the horse to keep himself warm. Okay, the reason why I'm telling that story is you should never look for anything. If somebody's willing to provide something for you that's useful to you, take advantage of it. But most of the time, when you require something, you got to get it for yourself. So in the absence of having someone there to help him keep warm, he said, I got to do what I got to do. Mm-hmm. And a lot of men, they would have fucking froze to death because they would have looked at the dead horse. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And these guys that looking for safe spaces for women, they don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. Y'all got it.
Another thing.
Oh,
sorry. Okay,
sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Cola. Go ahead.
I was going to say this as well. So I also want to piggyback with what you said. A lot of guys will let themselves freeze. Now, I never learned how to survive in the winter, but I will be thinking of shit and trying shit. And why is that? Because I wouldn't let my mind shut down and give into my emotions. Understanding that giving into being emotional or doing actions led by my emotions would lead me to death. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So, there's something in it where a guy is raised by his mother, and then obviously you have a lot of possibly influential women on TV and music media. I'm not trying to use them as an excuse, but you hear all that all your life, and you think, you see guys like the baby, the rapper, shooting motherfuckers or getting into random fights, and you think it's okay to lash out because it's cool. Not only that, but it's lazy. It's easier to do, right? So I just want to say, lastly before I get off the phone, like you said, Miles, we have to have the safe space within our head. Because if we have the safe space, everybody else will feel safe and we'll be able to migrate through the world. And as Justin just said, if we come into the world understanding that it is cold and we have to be able to create that mental jacket for us, for ourselves, then the world won't be as bad as other people make it seem.
Exactly.
And fortunately, I'm pretty sure all four of you guys are experiencing that. Life isn't crazy. Y'all go through shit, but it's another day.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's a part of the reason why I encourage dudes to take cold showers and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because it seems like a small thing, but it's symbolic of there's something different about purposely putting yourself in not so quote unquote comfortable or warm situations. You understand? Where it's like when you purposely do it, when you purposely step in the shower and turn that shit on and you like, and you feel that shit, it's like, damn. But then as you get used to it, it's like psychologically you're training yourself to understand what it means to be in not so comfortable positions. And so, it helps as a man, because see, as a man, like you said, Caller, we're about action, right?
Yes.
Reveling in your emotions is stagnation. Do you understand? But see, there's a reason why. I honestly think that there's a reason why, nature has given women the power of like emotions and debate and articulating emotion, because I think it's the woman's job to provide counsel, so the man can take in the information and then use all the information at his disposal, including his own intelligence, and use that information to take action. Because a man doesn't need to really feel like we don't really need to feel emotion, because it's really all about action at the end of the day. So it's like, if we could understand the objectivity of taking information from emotion, then we take that information and put it towards action. That's all that's really necessary as a man. Because guess what? And I'll just say this and hopefully we get back to the video. I heard somebody say this on the reel the other day. They were talking about working out, right? And they were saying, a lot of people, instead of getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to go work out, they don't do it because they don't feel like doing it. You understand? But they said, here's what we have to remember. We have to remember that feelings will hinder action, right? But the beautiful part about action is that once you begin to take action, that's when you'll feel better. So what they mean is, while you're laying in bed feeling a certain way, it'll stop you from actually getting up to go work out. But if you turn off your emotion and get up and go work out, 10 minutes into the workout, you're going to be like, yo, this feels good. I'm glad I got up. You understand? By the end of the workout, you're going to be looking in the mirror, feeling good about yourself, feeling accomplished. And imagine that's how you could start your day. And it's like you didn't let emotion stop you. You just focused on the action. And now you're actually accomplished. You're accomplishing more. You're feeling accomplished because you see, if you had stayed in bed, the feeling would have just been comfort. But because you took action, now the feeling is accomplishment. You get what I'm saying? So when we take action, progress comes with action. But when we just delve in our feelings, it's all stagnation. So as men, it cripples us doing that shit.
You know, I want to add this, right? Because, you know, I would never tell a man that he shouldn't confide in his woman or his woman can't be a confidant. But what I will challenge men is to do this. Whatever you feel like you need to tell your woman, ask yourself, is it pertinent? Does it make sense for her to know this piece of information? Right? And ultimately, what is it going to do for you?
Does it solve anything?
Exactly. What's the purpose of that shit?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Share that shit. I just want guys to think about that shit. Because I don't want to hear, well, it's my girl. I should be able to talk to her about anything. You're right. You should be able to talk to her about anything, but not everything.
But why do you need to?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Honestly, I think just too many guys are seeking comfort.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that you should have a life of discomfort, and that's okay. And it's okay to enjoy comfort when it comes your way. But that's a far cry different than seeking comfort. And I think that is one of the largest things that is a motivator for guys with their bridging that gap between I'm over here and that woman's over there. I think they really want to become comfortable. And they want to have that comfort. They want to relax. They want to, what is that movie, Waiting to Exhale? I think that's what they're trying to do. I think they're waiting to exhale.
That's a good, I like that.
And they want to have that breath. Like, fellas, we don't do that. We wake up and it's strain until we go all day, and then we go to sleep and it's strain, and we wake up, the strain is there. And it's like, sure, if she wants to provide something like that and says, oh, okay, this is a man that I care about, and I'm going to do, some things to help you, what I think would help you feel better in the moments, just to take the edge off a little bit or let off a little bit of your steam. But that's different. Is it being offered to you versus you seeking it? Like, oh, I need this. I really want this. I need to have this pleasure and this comfort. And it's like, that doesn't sharpen you. That doesn't keep you sharp. That makes you dull. And that after dullness becomes softness, and softness becomes like liquid. And it's like, how are you going to get through life being liquid? Like you become once you become liquid, you're malleable, and now influences outside of you can now shape you and move you and push you around and absorb you and squeeze you out over there. It's like, what are you going to do? You have to veer away from your desire for comfort, because it's just going to make you weaker and weaker and weaker, man. It's a trap. And even in your relationships, and this is, I'll end on this. This is, again, why it's so detrimental to have a known program and to run off of that, because that's the thing that keeps you from kicking your feet up in a relationship. Because guys will get comfortable. You get comfortable. You're like, oh man, I got BJ's on tap. My girl's rubbing me. We got food. We're kicking it. Everything's good. And every day that kind of seeps in, your edge gets a little bit duller and a little bit duller and a little bit. Next thing you know, you got like a butter knife, and it doesn't cut through anything. But it's keeping the focus on your program that keeps that edge sharp.
Yep.
You know what's so crazy about that? And Justin, it just made me think of a seesaw, right? You know, one end. So if you're living life the way you want to, you have way less venting about.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank. Like if things are going the way you want to, a little problem, you don't even want to vent about it. Like, it ain't nothing. You know, things is going cool. Now all of a sudden that seesaw comes down the other way. And the less you're living the life the way you want to, the more you vent, the more you want to complain about something. And then that's when you seek that comfort to complain. So the very thing in which you're complaining about, you're the only one that can change. So instead of complaining, how about start working to move your life to live the way you want to with your life, and there will be less to vent about to anybody.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I was about to hit that too, but right before I get off. I remember I hit up Miles before the seminar, the first one I went to in New York,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked him how much were the hotels, and he simply said, "You should be looking up how much the cost and working to get that much. You get the cost of the hotel, so you can just have the hotel by the time comes." And I thought about that. And I think you also said I'm looking at money the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about that, and it also relates to this. You know, like Jay Roman just said, you should be working to get the comfort. You can't get comfort without any war, any work. You understand what I'm saying?
Struggle, right?
Without any struggle, we weren't able to integrate with other races and be able to use the same bathrooms and go to the same schools without people marching and getting abused on the streets and hosed.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have those rights. You understand? Back then, but they went through that so we can be good. Now, what you see in society is people complaining to the point where you have big corporate companies just giving into their complaints, and now we see woke, quote unquote, media.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? So now there's less respect and there's more anger all over. But yes, I believe there's nothing wrong with being comfortable, like I said. But how are you getting to that comfort? Because you're getting that expecting it from someone to just hear your problems and venting. You're never really going to be comfortable. You're always going to be bitching, and you're always going to be in the comfort zone of complaining.
Exactly.
But that's all I got.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Caller, we good on call. Thanks, caller. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, appreciate you, brother.
All right.
All right, man. Good call. Take it easy. All right.
I saw this video and I tried to load it up here, but I just couldn't do it. Where this guy was talking about, it was two women and this guy, and they were talking about men being able to cry in relationships, right? And he was like, "What the fuck am I crying for? What the fuck? How's that helping me?" Because he was talking about, if I'm crying about something, that means something didn't pan out the way I wanted it to pan out.
Right.
So he said, if I'm sitting around crying, I'm wasting time.
Right.
I need to go take action so the shit can pan out how I want it to fucking pan out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So he was talking about, and a woman was like, "Well, you should be able to cry in front of your man." He was like, "Yeah, for a woman, you can do that shit. But I'm a grown ass man. I ain't got time to be fucking crying in front of you about, woe is me, this didn't work. I gotta go make some shit happen." Exactly. And he was like, he said, if I'm sitting on my bed crying, that means there's no action being taken. Mm-hmm. I'm just sitting there fucking crying. And Miles, you said it earlier, stagnant. And this guy says right here, are you guys saying if a man get comfortable with the woman, it's a guarantee the relationship will come to an end? Here's the thing,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I agree. You should never get complacent. You should never act like your spot is hell. My spot is hell, right? It's for good, right? It ain't never gonna change. You never get complacent, because complacency leads to you taking yourself for granted in the situation, but also taking a woman for granted, right? Mm-hmm. And this is where a lot of people get caught up with that love shit. Well, we love each other, so our love should stand the test of time. We should be able to go through anything and everything together. And because we got love, we should be all right. No. No. It don't work that way. Bro, I saw a clip where this woman said if she's in a relationship and her man lost his job, she was like, he got 30 days to find a new one or I'm out. And dudes got mad. I'm like, I'm not mad that she said that. And what guys have to understand, her saying is he got 30 days to find a new job because you're a man. Go get that. But her thing is, I don't want any added stress on my life. Sure, while you're looking for a job, I'll hold it down if you need me to. Mm-hmm. But I cannot have you become comfortable
That's
or complacent that it's always going to be like this. I need you to go back out there and go get it, because that's what you were doing when I met you. We talking about consistency. Like anything you want to add before I jump back on this clip?
With that
Well,
question,
just go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
Hold on 1 second. Listen, the impact of this video. I mean, I'm just saying this as a person trying to help with the production quality of the show. I don't know how much impact the video is having if we don't get back to it. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We've been away from the video for a long time. Just saying.
So let's jump into it and say what y'all got to say. Yeah, let's get into it, gentlemen.
What's up?
I have a rebuttal to that, and I wonder, if our rebuttals match.
What's up?
My question to that is now, because you said that you feel like the conversation goes there. Is that just what the conversation turns into, and that's how you solve a problem? Because you might say something, and then I respond, and that's how the conversation is going. Hey, I like the fact you opened up to me. I didn't like the way you said it. So can we talk like this, or can we do that?
So, in a small example, what I was talking about is what happened just now. Right? Instead of realizing how I felt was legitimate and it was real and it was authentic and it's coming from a place of this is actually happening to me.
What happened?
You said, okay, but maybe it's not happening like this. Maybe it's happening like that.
I gave you a different perspective.
Hold on, let me finish though. I guess what I'm saying is it is that. What happens is most, and I'm generalizations, don't quote me, but most men on an average basis probably word for word cannot out argue you or out discuss you. So what end up happening is if you are more skillful with words, you're more skillful with twisting, semantics, or whatever, you will take control of this conversation. And this man didn't even get out what he actually wanted to get out. Yeah. And now we see what happened though. Couple things.
Yo.
Yeah, y'all see that? He was like, you didn't validate my feelings.
Yeah.
Y'all go ahead, man. This is pathetic.
Well,
if I would have been in the audience, I would have said, "Shut the fuck up! I can't take this shit."
If he,
I'm looking at every man in the audience, like y'all ain't gonna say nothing. All right, go ahead.
No, I always go back to the program. I always go back to the hatchet, the axe, and the compass. If he had any sense of how to use these things and had them, you wouldn't be in the situation to begin with.
Right.
Because any sort of that stuff comes up, boom, chop, no, it's not happening. And also, like, there would be no need for you to get off something to your woman, because in order for that to transpire, her behavior or her words would have to be in such that aren't in line with your program.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't even get that far. It shouldn't even get that far. If it's gotten that far, you fucked up already.
Facts.
I just, even to the point where she was saying, like, what if it was this way or that way? I've always come from the belief that if I say something, being your man, who's supposed to have concern and, take care of you, and you can take it two ways. This way, which is, something that says, okay, he probably said that to teach me something or to comfort me or show me a better way, or the other way. He probably said it to hurt my feelings and stuff like that. Well, I'm no longer involved in that thought process. That's all you. So you have a choice on how you take anything I say. You might as well take it the way that is going to make you feel better, right?
Right.
Don't take it the worst way and then start crying. Well, why would you say it like, no. This is what I said. You can take it to improve on it, or you can sit here and oh, you said it bad. And I think that now you're in an argument with words on how to say something and do all this other stuff. And at the end of the day, that's not comfortable at all either. Right. So the whole essence of the vulnerability state that somebody have and I take it from that question that was stated earlier about, so you can never get comfortable with your woman. And of course not. But before you even got comfortable with your woman, you got comfortable with yourself, which is even worse.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go to exactly.
That's the worst spot, because you're not learning and growing, you're not moving, you're relaxing on yourself, which the visual of that is even worse to her than you becoming comfortable with her.
That's a result of you getting too comfortable with yourself.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that small section in the video is a like it actually went deeper than a lot of people even in the audience realize, right? Because he said what he said, and then the first thing that the lady did was, you know, kind of nullify it in a way. You understand? And the message there is that it's literally not a man's place to seek validation for his thoughts and feelings. Do you understand? It's not a man's place to do that. That's cool for a woman to do. It's a man's place to process his thoughts and feelings, to look towards his next step in action. That's it. That's why men feel emotions. That's why men have thoughts, to process their next step in action, because anything else is stagnation. And if we're stagnant, that means our level of security has now fell. You understand what I'm saying? Because if, like we were talking about earlier, you hear the alarm go off, you hear that bump in the night. You don't get up and be like, well, I just heard a bump in the night. How do I feel about that? Am I processing the right emotions to decide whether to go downstairs and check it out, or should I check with my wife, or should I? What the fuck are we talking about, bro? Like, something needs to be done right now. Right now. We don't have time for this shit. You hear a bump in the night. Let me tell you something. A man's emotions, it's like you get to feel them after the shit goes down. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you after you done got the piece, went downstairs, pointed at the robber, said, "Yo, get the fuck out my house before I blow your head off." Right?
I would have shot. I don't know if I would have told him that.
After that, that's
well, you in Texas, so
yeah.
You probably would have shot him, right? Sometimes, you say it's a kid, and you can tell it's a kid. You might want to give him a chance. But what I'm saying is,
I'll shoot him in the leg.
I'll shoot
him in the leg then.
It's after all of that where your wife or your girl comes to you and she's rubbing you on your shoulder like, "Oh, baby, thank you for protecting the family." And then you're actually thinking back to the situation like, damn, I was high on adrenaline. I was feeling like this. I was feeling like that. But it don't matter, because ultimately what I needed to get done was done. I protected my family efficiently and effectively. And now everybody in the house is still here. And I've safeguarded my fortress. That's what you're supposed to be focused on. And that's what I'm saying with the feeling of accomplishment through action. You get what I'm saying? We get to the next point in time to accomplish something. But this dude sitting there talking about, here's the part I was really trying to make. He was delving into a woman's role. Okay. When you delve into that area of, trying to figure out your emotions and all that shit, a woman is going to put her spin on it too. And now all of that shit just becomes like a Tower of Babel. You understand what I'm saying? Where there's nothing being accomplished. Now it's just a man arguing with a woman about feelings and about emotions and about this and about that. But like you said, Jay, it's like you saw that your job might have been in trouble. So you was like, listen, I'm just giving you information, but I already have a fucking plan. Meaning actions are already being taken to safeguard whatever might happen, because I'm a fucking man and I'm willing to be adaptable to the coming changes. And that's what it's all about, man. That's it.
Let me add this. And I'm beginning to think that him talking like that is acceptable for a lot of these males, because they're used to being in relationships where there's constant arguing.
Exactly.
Where the woman is constantly challenging the guy, and where the guy is trying to get out his feelings, and he feel like his woman isn't taking him seriously, or he feels like she's dismissive of his feelings. And my thing is, she don't respect you then, okay? Because if it happened one time, there never should have been a second time. And there was a second time. If there was a second time, she should have been gone. See, all this can be resolved by simply, for all you guys that says she's my partner and you think that you're equal in relationships, this is going to happen to y'all. She going to feel like, well, if we're equal in a relationship anytime I disagree with what you're saying, I should be able to veto that shit. I should have voters' rights and be like, I don't like that. So now you got a woman who don't trust your leadership, or she feels like her thought process. Now there might be some things where she makes more sense than you do, but if it's a constant thing where your woman is constantly challenging your leadership, she don't respect you, and she don't trust or believe in your leadership. And what it really could be is she never respected you at all. Maybe she don't respect you because you're the type of guy where you're willing to pay most, if not all, of the bills. But in her mind, she feel like, but I'm running this though. I run this, which is why she never listens to you, which is why because arguing is not natural. I don't give a fuck what people say. If a woman argues with you consistently, she's rejecting your leadership. That's what that is. Because a woman who admires you, adores you, respects you, part of the reason why she even feels those things for you is because you represent it and you exhibited that type of leadership that she's willing to follow. So there's no reason for her to argue with you. Right. I need you guys to understand that. And again, to go back to what I said earlier, if your woman is behaving in such a way where you feel like you need to check her, you need to get at her, if she ain't contrite, if she's not apologetic, like, babe, my bad, I didn't know that offended you, or I didn't know that bothered you, then you're dealing with the wrong woman. I remember one of my exes, real quick, I'm gonna pass it to y'all. One of my exes, she had posted some shit on Facebook. And the way that she posted it, it could have been misconstrued that her and I were having an issue, right? And so when she posted on Facebook, I was at home, I think she was at work or something, and I texted her, I said, yo, that shit that you posted on Facebook, I'm gonna need you to take that shit down right now. And she responded, she was like, I'm sorry if it offends you, I'll take it down, but I didn't mean anything by it. And that's all I said. I didn't explain why I want her to take it down. I didn't tell her it hurt my feelings. People are gonna think this. I just said, yo, I'm gonna need you to take that shit down. And she took it down. And I remember I was speaking about it on Facebook, and there were women that had a problem with that. But then I told her that, take that shit down. They're like, don't no man run me and tell me what to do. And I'm like, all right, that's why you single, bitch. You know what I'm saying? And it had nothing to do with me running her. I didn't like what it represented. I just told her, yo, take that shit down. She said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean nothing by it, but if it offends you or bothers you, I'll take it down now. And we never had a discussion about it ever again. But that comes from dealing with women who know how you move. And they know that, there was no ill intent. There was no malice. I wasn't being mean. She just understood, if my man is bothered by this, let me not interrupt what's going on in the home. We got a peaceful home. We chilling. Because here's the thing, because guys say, oh, I'm looking for a woman to bring me peace. Nigga, it's already peaceful in my crib. It's peaceful there. I don't need a woman to bring
sanctuary, man.
You said what now? Yeah.
I just said, like we were saying before, your sanctuary. Like if your inner world is not peaceful, like if you could remove all outside stimuli, remove all the environment, and it's just you in this like crazy, weird fantasy reality, and you're not peaceful, there's some shit that you got to deal with inside. Like, because if it's not, then all the things outside your gate are going to be able to affect you easily, which means that shit is in control of you. Now, I wanted to just quickly point on something about this like vulnerability thing. You guys were mentioning something about, well, if she's in this way and he's in this way, then how can there be any sort of container? Okay. And I got to tell you guys, if you are the container, allowing her to become vulnerable, it opens her up more and more and more. And the more she can trust that you are stable, like stable mentally and emotionally, especially on those levels, then she will open up more. All that shit that makes her tight is from distrust. And so the more solid you are, her tightness loosens and loosens and loosens. And then she can fall into the mold of your container. And then she trusts that more and she opens up more, and then her stresses get released. Her anxieties get released. All of her, like she can start addressing her fears and her past. All this stuff can start melting away, and that becomes replaced with the stability of you. And you guys don't understand it. You'll never get to see beyond the level of the woman that you're seeing right now because you're in an emotional state that's too similar to hers.
Exactly.
So it can't ever progress past that because you're both in a state of need of releasing. one of you has to be fucking stable. And then, and like in a typical, you know, like situation, the way I prefer, the way we all prefer, is that that's the man. Now, it can work with the woman being the container, but that's going to require a certain type of woman and a certain type of man, and you both have to be cool with that. And if that's you, find a woman who's cool with that, right? Don't put a round peg in a square hole, you know?
See, you said something very important. You said, find a woman who's cool with that. A lot of these guys, they get into these relationships with women they're not compatible with. And then what they try and do, like you said, square peg to a round hole, they try to force fit compatibility on a woman. Yeah, I need you to be this way. I need you to be that way. This is why people say goofy shit. If someone really loves you, they'll love you how you want to be loved. That's some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard. My thing is this. We're all uniquely different, right? We all dole out love and we all receive love very differently based on our upbringing and previous relationships. So what a lot of people do is they'll meet somebody that they enjoy having fun with, right? Maybe they got, things in common. They like to go whitewater rafting and they like the same movies and music and shit. They like the way each other look. They like the sex, but there's other parts of the relationship where they butt heads. And then they'll be in a relationship trying to argue with that person to get them to see shit their way. I don't like the way you do this because it makes me feel like this. Can you change the way you do things so I won't feel like this no more? And that's what the guy is doing. When he was talking, hey, well, when I feel like this, I need you to listen to my feelings because I need you to validate them and I need you to take me seriously because it's really hurting my heart that you're not taking me seriously. And if you really loved me and cared about me, you'll give me this safe space to express myself. So then you can speak my love language. Like you sound like a woman.
But and my question is, so after you vent to your woman,
what
right?
now?
And you get to exactly, Justin. After you sit there and fucking open your heart to this female and whatever you trying to do in this safe space. What now? Bitch ass yucca. What do we do now?
Yeah.
Are you expecting for your woman to take all this information and then go take action?
And then do what? Like what do you expect her to do with that?
Oh my God. Other than the fact that she knows that she's dealing with a weak fucking leader, what is she supposed to do with that information now? You totally done shattered all of the confidence she had in you and the direction of this fucking family. And so now what do we do? You stupid weak bastard. Like and this is the same shit that me and Lucario talk about all the time with these dudes wanting to wait for choosing signals and all this other dumb shit. It's like they think they bought into the shit that women are strong, independent, and educated, but they're not leaders. Okay? They're not fucking leaders. They're just not. There's a reason why we can impregnate them and it's not the other fucking way around.
Show me.
And
go ahead, Jay Roman. You got it.
It's just so crazy. We're talking about the surface level stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like to really get deep with it, why do you even want to vent to anybody? And Zag, you were talking about it a little bit where you got to have that self where this is a problem I have. I need to fix this problem myself. And I see one of the comments where it says, "Oh yeah, I just I open up to my guy friends." Why so intense to even need to open up? To anything. Yeah, go ahead.
No, real quick, because I got my divorce was finalized in January. Did any of you even know that?
No.
I didn't call nobody. I got friends that was like, yo, so man, when you and your wife come back over to the crib? Oh yeah, nigga. So about that. I don't have a wife no more, dog. And they was like, man, you got divorced? I'm like, yeah, it's been a couple months. They was like, man, you didn't say nothing to nobody. And I'm like, why?
Hey, listen, and let me address the thing that I had mentioned before, where I said that it could work the other way around. For most guys, don't hold your breath because those types of women are extremely rare. So Minecraft Kid there said, did I just say be cool with the woman being the one that's more stable? I know of relationships that are like this, where the woman is the more dominant, stable, more logical sort of person. The father is actually a stay-at-home dad, and he takes care of the kids, but it works out because they are solid in their identities. Like they both like, no, this is what I'm good at. The wife, she's like, I'm not good at taking care of kids. I want to be a fucking corporate lawyer. And he's like, you know what? I've been a guitar player my whole life. I'm totally cool being at home, playing guitar and playing with kids. And it works for them. But this is not common. This is extremely rare. But I'm just saying, like, if that's you, then like if you can try to change who you are and like fit some sort of mold or whatever, and then you're trying to change women who are like that into being something else, it's gonna be kind of difficult. You know what I'm saying? It takes work, but I'm just saying, like, if you are that way, you know, it's going to be difficult, and you know, it's not super common. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Right. Guys, call in, guys. 919-647-9392. 919-647-9392. I know y'all love listening to us spit the game, but we want y'all to call in too, guys. So call in, you know, let's chop up some game before the show is over, because we got about 20-30 minutes left. So please. And then we also got Soulmonger with the $4.99 super chat. He says, great topic. Keep up the great work. All right.
You, so
yeah, I also want to call in because I was very curious on, you know, what they would say on why they need that safe space to be heard.
Yeah, I want to know. I really want to know.
All right, so we got 347. You're on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set show. Name, age, city. How can we help you? 347. Go ahead.
What's going on, y'all? D calling from Queens.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you on speakerphone or a headset?
Yeah.
Are you laying down?
Please.
No, I'm not laying down. It's my service.
Okay. All right. Start over. Name, age, start over.
D31, Queens.
Okay, D31 from Queens.
And how old are you? Oh, you're 31. Okay, never mind. I thought that was your name. All right, got you.
And so how can we help you today? What do you want to talk about?
I was just listening to y'all. I'm just going through a similar situation. It's got out of a relationship, and I was trying to fight for it, you know, because I cared about her. It's just wondering how.
Okay. Stop right there. Because this is a word. Yeah, because he said fight. I hate hearing that shit. See, because I've been accused by women I was in previous relationships or married to or whatever. They was like, you must not love me because you didn't fight for us. And I'm like, what? What the fuck? Okay, so when you say fight, what are you fighting for? Exactly.
Access to pussy.
Not really access to pussy, just for like a better relationship, because it was constant arguing.
Okay. Constant arguing. Oh,
okay. Hold on. So how are you fighting for a better? Has the relationship ever shown itself to be better than what it is?
Yeah, it has been, like in the beginning.
In the beginning, yeah. But once you got to that, once you got past the honeymoon phase, has the relationship shown itself to be better than what you've seen?
No.
The question is, what do you think you're fighting for? You understand? What are you actually fighting for?
I'm fighting for better times, like in the beginning, you know.
Caller, how long have you been seeing this lady?
For about 3 years.
Okay.
Well, let me ask him a question. So when y'all argue, what do y'all argue about exactly?
Like it would be like simple stuff, you know, like
call it, fam. We can speed this up if you give, you know, descriptive things that are going on. What do you guys argue about?
Like you left the toilet seat is up and that sort of shit?
Yeah, tell us what your last argument was about.
The last argument was about me. I actually stepped out on her, and
so you cheated. You cheated.
Okay. Yeah, but that was only because our relationship.
No. There's no. See, when anything that you do as a man is because the only reason is because you wanted to do it. Okay. So as soon as you start saying, "Oh, the reason why I did it is because you're already fucking up," and you don't. At that point, you don't even deserve to be in a relationship because there's obviously things you need to work on as a man for yourself. You understand that?
Caller, does she want to leave? She wants to leave the relationship, and you're fighting to keep her. Is that what's going on?
Well, she basically left.
Okay, all right, cool. So let me ask you a question.
All
All right. So let me ask you a question. Let's say you're running a business and one of your employees doesn't want to work with you anymore. Do you let them go?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's your answer.
There's your answer. Hold on one second. We got Antonio Wing Chung with the $5 super chat. He says, "What's up, fam? Supporting the game and rebuilding your YouTube channel. Keep doing what you're doing." And we also got Renee P with the $5 super chat where he says, "Much love to you, Kerry, Miles, J. Roman, and Mr. Justin. Great show." Yes, sir. Shout out to Renee P and Antonio Wing Chung.
Appreciate the donation. So, caller. And I said this, and shout out to Miles because he does mention it from time to time. Every woman listening right now, every man listening right now, not every relationship is meant to last past the point that it ends. It's meant to die right then and there. Some people are in your life for a reason or a season. For all you men, once you've dealt with enough women, your life will be a revolving door for some women. Now, some women will stay longer. You'll love some women harder. Cool, all of that. Caller. When the thrill is gone, right? When the situation is no longer fun for either you, the woman, or the both of you, it's time to let it go. It's okay to reminisce a little bit when things were better and times were good, but once those things are part of the past and all you have is animosity and resentment, that's the present part of your relationship, bro, it's dead. And I'm gonna tell you this, once respect is gone, once a woman loses respect for you, trust is right behind that. If there is no respect and trust in a relationship, you don't have a relationship. Okay, you cheated on your woman, fam, and she left. There's nothing to fight for. Okay, all you're gonna do is recycle the same drama-filled and toxic situation you've been having for the last however many months or years. Let it go.
Caller, real quick, are you aware that the Masculine Identity membership has an introductory price of 99 cents for the first month?
I gotta definitely check that out.
Yeah, so go to Masculine Identity membership, and basically what it is you will have access to the content, the full content for 30 days for only 99 cents. I suggest you get up on it, sir, because at this point you need some guidance and direction. So the information on there will be very critical to you right now.
So, caller, when your woman would argue with you, or you would argue with her, however it went down, would you guys demean each other? Would you guys call each other out each other's names? Would you say foul shit to each other? Did any of that go on?
Yeah. She would be the one to more likely start out with calling you names and,
Do tell. So how often did she call you a bitch? I just want to know. I'm just curious.
A couple times, I'm not gonna lie.
So you're fighting to get back into a situation where you've been called a bitch?
I mean, she probably said it to, get that reaction out of me.
Who cares why she said it, brother? Listen. Do you hear yourself? Do you hear yourself? You're trying to justify the reason a woman would have to call you a bitch. It's not about the reason, bro. The fact is that she chose to do it. Now, again, as men on this panel, and me personally, I always know that a woman is following my lead. So if a woman chooses to call me a bitch out of her fucking mouth, then I know that I did something wrong. And that doesn't justify her choice to call me a bitch. But what I'm saying is it's completely my fault that we got to this point. Do you get that?
I get it.
And that's exactly why you cannot go back to this relationship. You have to learn what you need to learn for yourself. So moving forward, when you get that because what you've done is you've already poisoned, tainted, and toxified this female in her perspective towards you and your masculine identity. Do you understand that? Yeah. No matter what you do, it'll always be at the back of her mind that y'all used to argue, that you're a bitch, that you cheated on her, this, that, and the third. It'll always be at the back of her mind. So if you try to go back and fight for something, those as soon as you get to a misunderstanding, that you're just going to play out the same fucking things that you've been playing out the last 3 years. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is why at this moment in time, you need to learn certain things about being a man. You need to learn certain things about the fact that a woman is following your lead at all times. You need to learn certain things about how to not to wipe up spilt milk, but to secure the fucking milk and manage it so you never spill it. And then and only then do you deserve another chance at another relationship, not the previous relationship. You don't ever go back as a man. You have to go forward. So then and only then can you really fall into get another chance to manage a fucking female, bro. That's what it's all about. That's what a lot of you cats don't get. And see, I say this all the time. If there's any content creator, coach, dating guy, PUA, any one of these niggas come to you, hey, bro, I got a book showing you how to get your girl back, he's a fucking fraud.
It's a snake. Yep. Hey, caller, I got a question for you. Is there somebody, either alive or dead, that you highly, highly respect?
Not really. Probably my grandmother. That's about it.
Okay, a man.
Oh no.
Like no celebrity, a writer, a filmmaker, like an inventor, a sports player. There's no one that you or somebody that you know that you look at and you're like, damn, I can get behind this guy.
A president, a king, anyone.
A relative.
About that.
That's crazy.
There is nobody in your life that you have respect for. Holy shit. Well, that just completely destroys what I was going to do, because I was going to say, you know, that feeling that you have when you're thinking about that person right now, that's a feeling that your woman does not have for you.
That's precision game right there.
Caller, can you?
That's a sniper right there.
That's definitely a sniper.
But it doesn't work. But it doesn't work because he has nobody that he respects. Which I mean, at the very least, you can't even say I respect myself. But we all know that you're having difficulty doing that, even. But wow, man, you need to stop everything that you're doing, and you need to get with somebody to help get your head right, because it's completely in the wrong place. It's not even in your head right now.
Well, see, not only does he not have anyone that he can look up to respect, he don't respect himself. Caller, can you see the screen? Can you see all four of us right now?
This is sad.
I can't see it live.
Okay, when you go back, I want you to look at this. We don't recycle women, dog.
No.
We let them go. You don't recycle women. And here's the thing. A lot of you guys, and when I do consultations, I tell my clients this. The only reasonable woman to get back with is where if the breakup was amicable and mutable, meaning there was no ill will, nobody did anything wrong. Maybe you guys grew apart, or maybe somebody moved away and both of you just decided it ain't gonna work. That could work, but anytime a relationship ends and there was drama, it was toxic, there was some lying going on, mistreatment, name calling, cheating. However, and this is especially for you guys, however the woman viewed you when that relationship ended, she will always view you that way. I don't give a fuck if it's 5 years later. She will always view you that way, no matter how much growth, evolution, maturity that occurred with you. She will always view you as that guy that she thought was a bitch. She will always view you that way. So understand, you can't. That's why you can't recycle women. Leave them in your rear view and keep it pushing. Y'all got it.
I just want to humor the caller just for a second. So, caller, please, can you tell us exactly what was so special about this girl that makes you want to go back and fight?
Good morning. I'm going to demonstrate how I open. There's no reason really.
There's no
I mean, we
reason
just
really.
had it.
So no, bro, listen. You a man, bro. You used the words fight. You said you wanted to fight, bro. So now there's no reason. I mean, you would really enter a fight for something and not have a real reason, homie.
I mean, it probably had that attachment. That's probably it.
Okay,
But, I mean,
this
she
is
wasn't really.
so this is literally just like a psychological attachment or a place of familiarity that makes you want to get back with this chick because it's been 3 years. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have so trust us, please. You have absolutely no reason to try to go back to her, bro. I don't know what you might do because I don't know you. You sound kind of weak, like on them lonely nights when none of the other bitches is hollering. You might want to call her. Please don't do it, bro. Please don't do it. You have absolutely no reason except for a needy, weak psychological attachment, which is the worst fucking reason to get back with any female, bro. You understand what I'm saying to you?
And then make changes for yourself.
Facts.
Not to try to change yourself to present somebody different to her. Make changes for yourself. Because a lot of times guys, they lie to themselves and they'll try to work on themselves so they can present somebody different to the same person.
Yeah, facts. Yep.
Instead of really working on themselves where it changes them. And when that happens, you're not even going to think about her. Like it's not even going to be a thought. You might see her in the street. She might come up to you. Oh, you look different. Oh, you seem to be different. No, and the thought to even get back with her is going to be so surpassed because mentally, and physically, and where you're at now is going to be at a different level when that person was for that old level, not for the new person you're striving to be.
Exactly. All right, caller.
Respect that. And can you still work on yourself and still date?
Of course.
Yes. Just not that woman.
Yeah, just not her, bro. Just not her. Yeah, but of course. Don't let this situation make you to try to go monk mode or do any of that dumb shit, bro. Like you should always keep your skills sharp. You should always be, sourcing women. You should always be talking to women and dating or doing whatever you need to do. You understand?
And always working on yourself. We don't stop until our heart stops.
Oh my God, bars. Thank you.
Learning growth.
Thank you.
Did he say that he didn't have a reason or he was indecisive or whatever?
Yeah, he said he had no real reason.
I don't know who. I think this quote has been lost to antiquity of who actually said it first, but it goes, the hottest places in hell are reserved for those who in times of great moral crisis maintain their neutrality. And it's like, men, we don't maintain places of neutrality. Either we're doing it, or we're not doing it. It's a yes or a no. It's the way the samurai. Okay, the samurai never draw their blade unless they're killing. They're not like, oh, look at my sword. Isn't it nice in the sunshine? They don't do that shit ever. Okay, they click that blade out. It's coming out. Somebody's dying, either him or me. And I'm not talking about like killing anybody, but it's the mentality of the blade is drawn, something is happening.
Right.
And you're sitting there, do I draw it? I don't know if I draw it. Do I even have a sword? I don't know what a sword is. What am I here for? How do I feel about this? I don't know what to do. I feel kind of sad. What should I do? Let me call the show. There's too much. If you ever see that movie Last Samurai, while we're on the topic of samurais, with Tom Cruise. Yeah. And he's getting his ass kicked, right? There's that one dude that fucking hated his guts. Yeah. And he's like, come on, we're going to spar. And they had the bamboo shinai, and they're fighting with those. And he was getting, or no, they were the wooden boken. The wooden ones are called boken. And he was getting the shit kicked out of him. And the little teenage boy, he comes down to him. He's like, hey, listen. You know what your problem is? It's not him. It's not that. He said, too many mind. He's like, your mind is over here. Your mind is on the crowd. Your mind is on the opponent. Your mind is on yourself. Your mind is on the girl. Your mind is everywhere. Just have one mind. That's all you need. And that, like, so this guy, he's got too many minds. He's all over the place. No identity. Honestly, like I really, if the caller's still on the line, I really think you should just get in touch with Miles, and that needs to be your jump off point because you've got layers to work, and you have to go back to the beginning, man. You have to go back to the foundation.
And you're 31. It's a real critical time of your life right now. You're 31 years old, bro.
Extremely critical. It's extremely critical.
So shout out to Damon Smith for becoming a new member. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. All
right. Justin, you said something that I thought was profound. You was talking about neutrality. When I think about that, I think about people who straddle the fence. Fence straddle. I can't stand people who do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Choose one side of the fence to get on. And the reason why people are straddlers, because they're people pleasers. They don't want to make either side upset with them. And they figure if I choose one side or the other, then basically I'm putting my flag in the ground. Like, this is what I represent. And it goes back to identity. You said it earlier. Miles talks about that all the time. You don't know your identity. You don't know who you want to be. So you're so busy trying to pretend to be something or someone for someone else so you can maintain a place in their fucking life. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, nobody on this planet is worth compromising yourself for. Okay, whether it be your honor, your dignity, your integrity, your principles, your morals, your values, your beliefs, whatever. No woman, no amount of love, no, and for you women, no man. Ain't nobody worth none of that shit. At the end of the day, you gotta choose not only who you want to be for yourself, but you gotta choose the person that you want to represent to the world. And that same person that you represent to the world is the same person you should be in private. A lot of you individuals, not only do you not know yourself, but your fucking bitch don't know you. She don't know who the fuck you are. So how in the fuck can a woman show any type of consistent submission to a guy who shows inconsistent leadership? Y'all got it, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So 347, man. Are you good? Do you have any other questions?
That's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, bro. Hey, you know, like I said, go to masculineidentitymembership.com, get on the membership. All the instructions are right there under the video on the homepage. You put the discount code into the checkout page and you get to pay 99 cents for the first month. All right. And you could get access to the information and start from there. All right, brother.
All right. Thank you.
All right, man. Take it easy. Appreciate it. We had a caller. I think it was 267. If you're listening, 267, call back in. I wasn't able to merge the call, so you could call back in. Please hurry up because we're about to, we're almost wrapping it up. So,
so come with it.
Yeah, whoever's calling, go ahead and call.
Yeah, so we got a question to answer.
Okay, So Hassan says,
okay, 267. All right, so 267, you're on live with the Manhood is a Skill. Say your name, age, city. How can we help you?
Yeah, what's going on? It's Dave G, 36, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
All right, Pennsylvania. What's going on, son?
Don't tell me you're in North PA, man, or Northern Philly, right? Don't tell me you're there.
I'm all over, man. I'm actually Ubering right now, but I'm all over. You know what I'm saying?
Stay out of Northern Philly, bro. That place is crazy. It's like the Wild West.
Yo.
We call it North Philly, man. You sound weird saying Northern Philly. That's kind of crazy. But yeah. So what I wanted to ask, and it goes to the topic at hand as far as looking for a safe space. And I actually asked Miles this question during his live in regards to approaching women, even though your life is not all together. Now, if you remember the question, I basically was saying, like, is it I guess wise for you to continue, because if you're trying to get better in the game, you're trying to get better with talking to women, dealing with women, things of that nature. But your life isn't all the way together, but you're still approaching women. Is me being, I guess, reluctant due to the fact that my life isn't together? Is that still me? Is that like me in a sense looking for a safe space to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna wait until I got my shit together, you know what I mean? My standards, my principles, my way of life, all that, and I'm not gonna really holler at women as much. Is that kind of the same thing as looking for a safe space?
Yeah, just about, bro, because it all goes back to the same thing. It all goes back to insecurity. Do you understand? So you're looking at your life, and there are things there's things about your life that you're not secure about. Now, here's the reason why we tell guys to not stop dealing with women while they're trying to get their shit together, because confidence doesn't come from actually having all your shit together. Confidence comes from the fact that you are working towards having your shit together, and in your mind you trust that you will get there. Do you understand that?
Okay, yeah, I got you. I got it.
Because here's a beautiful part about like, you know, growing and evolving and getting your shit together as a man. If you still have that level of confidence, you could spit a certain amount of game to a female, and she can help you on that journey. You could network with her and get you connected to people that could put you in the places that you need to be. But you still have to have a level of confidence about what you're working on. You get what I'm saying? But if you're insecure about it, you're not going to want to share it, and you're going to speak lowly of it, and you're going to come off as weak. And then when a person, what does the shark do when they smell or taste blood in the water?
Oh yeah, they attack.
Okay, so imagine we got both guys, right? We got both guys out here doing Uber, right? To try to get their shit together. One guy is like, man, I'm tired of doing this Uber shit, man. I wish I had my money together. I'm all fucked up in the game. And he's there explaining this shit to a woman, again, acting like he's trying to vent to a bitch to get to a safe space, right? But then you got another cat. He's doing the same shit. His bank account has got the same numbers. And he's like, yo, I'm out here doing Uber. I'm out here meeting people. I love it. I love to drive, man. I'm so glad they came up with an idea like Uber. I wish I would have came up with it myself. And speaking of which, I got a bunch of ideas in the works, but I'm using Uber to help fund these things. And now I got this going on. I got that going on. And I'm just living life and having a great time. And this is what he's saying to the woman. Which dude do you think is going to have a better outcome dealing with these women?
The guy that's, you know what I'm saying, that's moving to, or he's focused on himself, basically. He's focused on moving forward.
And he's, you know why, though?
And he's speaking confidently about his situation. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Yeah.
So caller, so what happens is you have a lot of guys out here, they're looking to be empowered by women. No.
Right.
You know, it's one thing for your mother to empower you when you're an adolescent and she's trying to teach you something, like, you know, to fight for yourself or something like that. But when we get to be, you know, grown as men, see, the reason why the other Uber guy, the confident guy, the reason why a woman would want to fuck with him, because his attitude is infectious. You know what I'm saying? He's showing confidence. And here's the thing. And a lot of times, because women go through ebbs and flows where they're confident, then they're not. They feel secure, then they feel insecure. So they go through ebbs and flows. So this is why a man who is supremely confident, very self-assured, this is why women prefer to be around those type of guys. Because when they want to feel, you know, empowered, or when they need someone to uplift them a little bit, uplift their spirits, they need to be around a guy who has an infectious attitude like that. Not the other guy who's, I feel sorry for myself. Damn, man, the world is just hard on me. It's tough on me, man. I feel like every time I take 2 steps forward, they knock me 3 steps back, babe. This is tough. She's looking at you like, how in the fuck am I supposed to grow and evolve with this man when he think like this? Because both of us can't be thinking like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And it starts simply with self-love. Like, that's where confidence at its very root begins, is with self-love. Yeah. So no more self-bashing, no more self-pity, no more comparing oneself to other people's lives. That, cutting out all that nonsense and then filling it in with positive self-speak. And you can recognize it when it happens, when that little voice comes up and says something negative about yourself. That has to be cut off immediately. And so how you see yourself and care for yourself, that's the very beginnings of self-love and confidence. And that is what starts that building off of that. Because now people want to be, because you've ever been around somebody who's depressed? It's awful. It's the worst thing in the world to be around somebody who's depressed. Exactly. But you've been around somebody who is, you feel this just positive energy coming off of them. You want to spend a lot of time with them. Like, because that empowers you and you get charged up. Like, you got, you just they stuck a battery in your back and now you're ready to go and you're feeling good. So but it starts with you feeling about yourself, and it has nothing to do with your circumstances. That's the difference, because your self-love shouldn't be ever affected by what's going on, because then that means how you see yourself is contingent upon what happens in the world or outside of your body. It's like, then that means those things are always in control of how you see yourself, which is really kind of weird.
There you have it.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
So you got any other questions?
Nah, man, I appreciate the game, fellas. Keep spinning that shit. I'm gonna keep listening.
All right, man. Hey, bro, I did Uber and Lyft for a whole fucking year trying to keep my head above water, bro. And I was still fucking bitches and doing my thing. So don't ever understand this. Don't ever let your current position in life dictate your future. You get what I'm saying? Like whatever you're dealing with now is just a stepping stone. It's just every phase in life is there to teach you something. You understand? So make sure you're paying attention to the lessons. Don't sit there and feel like you just taking losses. There, you never lose. You only learn. You understand?
There you go.
Definitely. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. All right. So keep in mind, right? Oh, and did you know that the masculine identity membership was 99 cents right now for the first month?
Yeah, I'm getting on that today, Miles.
Nigga, don't play around, man. I know you already knew, nigga. I know you already knew. Now you just procrastinating.
Nah, I didn't know. You're right. I didn't know, but I'm getting on that today for sure.
All right, man. Stop wasting time, brother, because you could be listening to that shit in between fares right now.
Mm-hmm. In between, just a couple of clicks.
Exactly. All right, brother. We appreciate you. Drive safe out there. All right.
Appreciate you. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
All
Take
right.
it easy.
All right, take care of yourself. We give it a call, right? You want to kill it?
Yeah. I'm gonna cut these lines and we could do these questions.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt. I got to bust out in just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So he says, how do I stop being so awkward with women? Bro, you need a coaching session. I mean, cause we can tell you here, but it is
You can be vulnerable to them.
Yeah.
Tell them how you feel.
Yeah, tell them how you feel.
Yeah, because you whatever you got going on, plug it up to the charger, baby. Whatever you got going on is a mental thing. It's a mental block. So we need to find out why that mental block is there and exactly what it is. So you probably should have called in with this shit. Y'all got anything y'all want to add before I hop to the next one?
It's simple, but it's complex. There's layers, but it begins with really not caring enough about yourself. Like that's where, because the awkwardness is like, I'm afraid that the person that I'm wanting to talk to is going to see me the way I see me.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
that's the problem.
Yo, this dude, Justin, has been chilling in the grassy knoll, just taking niggas out all fucking show.
Yeah.
So
that's what's up, bro.
Let's hop to the next one. Fuck it. Adrian Leonard says, I invited a lady out for a drink in DR, showed up with her friend, checked her and said it was wrong. I only paid for the drinks. She paid for her and her friend's food. I wouldn't have stayed. I wouldn't have paid for a motherfucking thing that had anything to do with her. Let me tell y'all something real quick. I'm gonna tell this story and I'm gonna pass it to y'all. I met this chick one time and I told her I was interested in seeing her beyond that particular evening that we met. So I hit her with the digits, and I told her there was this little festival, and I basically said, why don't you meet me out there? And she was cool. So she met me out there, and I met her by the entrance, and she was walking there with one of her friends. I saw her and her friend, and I just turned around and walked away. I didn't say nothing. Why did you bring her? I just turned around and walked away. And she was like, huh. And I just kept walking. And I just did my own thing. And my thing is, number one, if I invite you somewhere, and if you're not interested in me in the way that you feel I'm interested in you, don't take the invite. Okay? That's one. The second thing is, if you're going to take the invite and you're going to invite someone else along, you need to let me know beforehand that that's what you're going to do. I don't like surprises, and to me, I look at that as a woman who's not interested, which is why she would invite someone else along. So,
yeah,
I would, depending on what she looked like and how the vibe is, we'd have been double dating. I'd have said, "Oh, I didn't know I was 2 for 1." Like,
Jay, I was thinking the same thing. It's like, why not just pivot that shit?
Yeah, like, hey. I would congratulate her on being a type of woman that understands the circumstances in today's society and understands you have to share. And so you brought somebody that you're comfortable with sharing with.
Yeah, baby, I didn't know we were talking about a threesome.
Yeah, like so now it's the program is still the same. Our evening is still supposed to be the same. You just brought us along somebody that's going to help you out with this. And if she's not down with that, then hey, it's this can't be. But
then we could walk away.
Then I walk away. But hey, let's see.
I'd be like, all right, so I'm gonna go to the restroom. You ladies decide between the two of you who's gonna be the toy and who's gonna be the princess.
There you go.
They're gonna be
There
like,
you go. Right? Because to me, if you're coming with that energy, as far as like what's going on, you're on a date, you're bringing something, then it's up to me. Hey, let me determine which the other person is here for. If you guys can't get along with that, then hey, it's time to roll.
There you go. There you go. All right, so let's move on to that one. He got another question here. This guy says, during previous shows, Mr. Justin emphasized the importance of a quality mouthpiece. Any advice on how to acquire or enhance in order to obtain a more effective mouthpiece? Go ahead, Justin. You want to take that one first?
Yeah. Well, there's many things to it, and I don't want to get into those many things because it's part of coaching. But I can give you one little tip, and that is to get into creative erotic writing. And so it's kind of like when somebody has an aspiration of being like a really good, a really good freestyle rapper. Okay. I've known a couple of these guys. They walk around with a notebook and a dictionary every single day, everywhere they go. They're constantly writing and looking at words, rhyming dictionary as well as a standard dictionary. And they're just filling their head with tons of shit, so that when it gets to the point of getting into a cipher, it just kind of flows out. Okay. But it starts with the prerequisite of just filling their head with all kinds of good stuff. So a great way to do that is developing at least the sexual, seductive, sexy, erotic side of a good mouthpiece is to start writing stories, and like short stories or poems. And then you can build up that repertoire. A good source for this, just to see some inspiration, is to go on Reddit. And I believe the subreddit is called Gone Wild Stories. I think that's what it is, or Stories Gone Wild. That shit is really good. I'm just double checking it here. Yeah, Gone Wild Stories. Okay, so the subreddit is called Gone Wild Stories, and go in there and read some of these short stories, and particularly read the ones written by women, because men, they write stories like shit. They write them the way like porn rolls out. It's like short, like boom, 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 boom. You look at how a woman writes an erotic story, and it's stretched out. It's called edging. So she edges the person in the story and draws out the anticipation, and draws it out and draws it out and draws it out, and to the point where there's a climactic moment or whatever is happening in the story. Read the ones written by women, and then you learn how to communicate in this way after filling your head with this sort of stuff. And you can edge the mind of the woman that you're talking to, drawing out the anticipation. And there's a lot to it, but that's a good starting point.
To your point, when I was younger, probably middle school, high school, when I would get a hold of Playboy magazines, Hustlers, and all that other shit, right? There was always stories in there, right? And it would be a lot of stories written by women. I would read those stories. Like most dudes, they'll just look at the pictures and jack off to that shit. I would read the stories. You know what I'm saying?
I would
read the stories. I was reading the stories. So it gave me insight to how women think and the picture that's being painted.
No, it's for real.
There's a book called The Form. It was nothing but stories and little pictures,
erotic stories and shit like that. Yeah,
it was The Form. It had a little naked girl, and then all the wording, and you had to read pages of it, for that. And that's what we used to trade. I'm just showing the age a little bit. That's what we used to trade. It was The Form and the Playboy. And it had a lot. Playboy had a lot of writing.
Yeah.
You had a semi decent picture, right? It really wasn't a lustful picture. It was a nice looking picture. Of course, she was naked, but it wasn't too lustful, just kind of erotic, and then boom, you had this storyline behind it. So you did a lot of reading back then, in your head. And I'm with you, Zach. Like part of it was just reading and kind of learning, a lot of speech and a lot of you know, the way you say certain things to them.
Yes, because you expand your vocabulary. You don't have to go to college to expand it. Like even in high school, I took creative writing. And Justin, you said earlier short stories. We used to write poetry and short stories.
Yep.
And that helped a lot with me being able to express myself. Not only my thoughts, but for me to put my thoughts and for me to express that. So because I had trouble talking to girls when I was younger, because I was shy as fuck. But once I learned how to actually express myself through writing, then the next step was now when I'm talking, I'm taking those same thoughts and I'm articulating it verbally in a fucking conversation.
You guys are nerds. No.
I am. I hands down. I am an erotic nerd.
Erotic nerd. That's what's up.
I was just
You
poor.
remember Zane Chronicles?
All I
Zane
had was
Chronicles?
conversation. I didn't have clothes to get you. I didn't have nothing. All I had was just conversation.
All right.
You know,
Good dick and conversation. That go a long way
That's it.
too.
Yep.
All right. On that note, I think was that it? Was that the last of the? Yeah, that was the last of the questions, gentlemen. That was it.
All right.
We straight. We Gucci.
All right, guys. So that has been the Manhood is a Skill Set Show. Make sure y'all tune in next weekend, 1:30, where we talk about manhood and as a skill set, you know, the toolbox, man. Because this position of manhood is a big responsibility, guys. And as we see what's going on in society more and more, we realize that it's a necessary thing. So tune in, guys. We appreciate everybody in the chat. We appreciate all the callers, and let's get some more callers next week, guys. I know y'all love to listen to us chop it all the way up, but we we chop up more when you guys call in. So make sure y'all call in next week, and we appreciate you guys. And yeah, man, take it easy.
Well, also I'll say this for you guys that have in-depth questions. You the one that really need to call in. Call in.
Exactly. And we ain't even asking for nothing for y'all to call in. Calling in is free. So guys, call in.
Yeah.
You go. Right. On that note, until next Saturday, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, 12 East. Real game, no theory.
Yes, sir.
Peace.